Guys, production discoveries. Check this out. I recreated a Foghorn which is used in Benny L's tune called VANTA Black. Check this out. I want to share this preset with you. However, obviously this preset is way too similar to the original Foghorn bass by Benny L, so obviously I don't want to violate his property. It's such an iconic bass, but I created a very similar patch. So this is the patch I recreated from the VANTA Black, and this is the patch I'm gonna give it away to you, because why not? I call it Horn Boy. So, yeah, the main thing about this bass is that initially it started as simple sine wave, sounding like this, nothing special, and then with all the processing it sounds like this. And I'm gonna show you how I did this, but first let me take this off because it's actually hot. Yeah, I swear to God, no all drum and bass artists are gonna appreciate this joke with the jacket, but you do, I know you do. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm not gonna show you how to create this patch fully, because it took me like an hour and a half just to put all the tones together. However, I'm just gonna show you the basic of how what I did in order to get there, but I'm not gonna do it fully. And then I'm gonna give away this patch to you guys. It's an Ableton made with all the stock presets. The main concept to create this bass line is that you need to start with a simple sound. I took a sine wave, just the most simple, so then you can use distortion and filtering to destroy it in a specific way to create the desired sound. Obviously I used VANTA Black's Foghorn as a reference, so I could see on the spectrum all the harmonics, and what I did, I was just trying to match the harmonics of my patch to the bass. See, they almost identical, almost. So what the patch consists of, we've got our simple sine wave coming from Serum. The next is basically just matching the tones using equalizer, then putting it into distortion. Then after distortion it comes out, you match the frequencies again, like the tone, the way you want to, you know, adjust them, so they're ready to go for the next distortion plugin. And you just repeat this process for as long as it takes to get this juicy, rumbly, crazy sound. I'm gonna create a new patch, and I'm just gonna quickly show you the principle, what I did to achieve this sound. Here is a simple sine wave. Let me whack a spectrum on. Boom. So now I'm basically gonna go ahead and give some saturation straight away to get some harmonics out of this. I find myself using synthfold for this synthfold mode on the saturator a lot for this. It reminds me of a theme synthesis a little bit. Don't ask me how exactly, I didn't quite research the process behind it, but yeah, I went with this to create the sound, and used a regular analog clip to beefen up the sound. We got the saturator, we got this. Use bass, depth, width, frequency to create the color of your saturation. Let's say we have it like this for now. The next thing what I'm gonna do, which is very important, you need to have Serum, because Serum is the synth. If you're a music producer, especially drum and bass, you need to have it to create your sounds, must have, as well as Serum Effects. Serum Effects is basically an effect module. It allows you to use these effects modules basically in your chain as you go. So what I'm gonna do, in this initial Foghorn bass, we got this. It hits, but then it goes boom. So that's what we're gonna recreate. To create this, I'm gonna create another MIDI channel over here, boom. On this MIDI channel, I'm gonna send the signal from my Serum patch that I'm working on right now towards this MIDI channel. And I'm gonna send it back again, but I'm gonna send it to this effects, Serum Effects thing. So now what it's gonna do, it's gonna whack this LFO thing, and just gonna create a simple move. There you go. now my bass has like some kind of movement. Let's whack the same LFO to drive. Boom, that's it. So now I can go back to this stage of shaping the sound and start doing some crazy stuff with the equalizing, saturating, equalizing, saturating. You're gonna be doing this a lot. Let's say whack this here, then saturation again, boom. Cool, and then basically you shape your sound doing this technique. You use the equalizer to shape the tones, and then you use the saturator to, you know, create more tones. After you created all this crazy chain that I have here, and then you have a sound like this, then you can go back and you can like change the tones using equalizer and this bass and depth and frequency parameters on the saturator, and you create different types of variations for this bass, which basically means that you can create a whole library of your own foghorns. Already changed it quite drastically. And then basically what this Benny L's Foghorn has, it has this reverb that kind of creates this atmosphere for this sound and makes some of the harmonics resonate in the mid frequencies. So, you know what I mean? So how to do this? I just whacked a reverb in parallel, fairly wet, and it creates... You see, it kind of makes this harmonics resonate and just gives this tail to the sound, which creates this kind of epic feel. So yeah, you can mess around with this patch, create your own sounds. So how are you gonna put this patch in your Ableton? You just need to drag and drop into your playlist of your this window of your Ableton. Just drag and drop it, and boom, you have your horn boy. Now, important thing as well. This sound is made specifically for the key of E. If you want to put it into a different key, I highly suggest you to resample this sound. So you're just gonna record it into your sampler, and then you're gonna change the key inside the sampler as a sample. So then it kind of preserves all the harmonics the way they're supposed to be. Otherwise, it's changing the phasing of this sound. So on each key, it's gonna sound a bit different. Cool, I think that's it. I hope you learned something new from this video. Enjoy the patch, make some cool bass lines, and think of your sounds as a processing. Process every sound as much as you can using the tools, the amazing tools that you've got. On this note, until next time, ja dan no.